probably saw this thumbnail on your YouTube feed and you decided to keep scrolling. And then you're like, wait, did that thumbnail say a $5 Cardano? This guy must be crazy. So you click on the video and here you are. You're sitting there saying, how could you be possibly talking about a $5 Cardano when we can't even get over 75 cents and hold? Well, this is what this video is about. I'm explaining you exactly how and why Cardano is going to get to $5. Now, I don't know when. Is it going to be in the next 2 months, the next 2 minutes, the next 2 years? I don't know. My bet is it's going to happen before this cycle ends, and it's also going to happen off the back of one big vertical, and that is none other than Bitcoin DeFi. Make sure to like the video, and if you enjoy Cardano content, let us know in the comment section. Take a peek here. It's pretty obvious, right? We know Cardano does a lot of things. It's improving. Laos is on the horizon. Midnight is on the horizon, bringing privacy and RWAs, and the largest economic event in Cardano's history. But this video, I'm going to talk about one thing. BTC DeFi. I was going to spell DeFi. It's going to be too long. Take a look at this here on my computer. It's from posted by Coin Bureau. Bitcoin meets Cardano. Charles Hoskinson just announced Cardinal, the first Bitcoin DeFi protocol on Cardano. The protocol lets you use your Bitcoin for staking and lending on Cardano with no custody needed. I think this is the big thing here. I know a lot of people are jaded. They've heard, they've seen. In fact, they've seen a lot of these kind of burn down in flames is, hey, you can earn yield with Bitcoin, Celsius, and they go under. Well, with Cardano, doing something a little differently. Everything's on chain. You don't give up custody of your coins. And we'll dig into exactly how and why. Compliments of Mr. Romain Pellerin, introducing the Cardinal protocol, a new primitive for Bitcoin. Wrap any Bitcoin UTXO, find DeFi yield with it, lending, staking, or borrowing. Trust, minimize, one of N, honest operator. We made history with the first cross-chain ordinal wrap. Now, you might hear words like wrap and bridge, and I don't know what else you hear, but he goes on to explain why this is different and why if you're worried about what you've seen with BlockFi and Celsius and some of these other protocols that say, hey, you can earn yield on Bitcoin, and you're sitting there saying Bitcoin doesn't offer yield, there must be taking some risks. This is what Cardano is doing differently. Why Cardinal? Wrap Bitcoin today equals trade-offs, custodians, federations, and risk. Cardinal flips the model. Bitcoin stays locked under a multi-sig 2. And so you retain custody of it, right? So the Bitcoin can't go anywhere or be rehypothecated unless you sign off on it, which we know you're not going to. Wrapped UTXO is minted cross-chain, redeemable at any time via fraud-proofed peg-out. No rehypothecation, no compromise. Now, what makes it unique? It works with any non-fungible use case today. Uses BitVMX for verifiable on-chain execution. Built on a multi-sig 2 aggregated multi-sigs. Uses Bitcoin's HTLCs and Cardano's smart contracts. Fully supports peg-in, peg-out, and ownership transfer. Cardinal powers a first trust-minimized ordinal bridge from Bitcoin to Cardano mainnet. Ordinals can now be used in DeFi. Serve as collateral, be auctioned across chains, borrow, lend value without losing provenance. And here is the transaction ID of the first time they did this. The Wrap UTXO primitive, a general model for Bitcoin UTXO mobility. It says Cardinal creates wrapped assets, whether they're NFTs or tokens, that are natively pegged one-to-one. The important thing here is natively. It's not some central custodian. It's not some dApp that's built on top and it's their Bitcoin. It is native to the chain. It's native to Cardano. What happens on Cardano is native to Bitcoin. What happens on Bitcoin? Transferable on chain, burnable to release Bitcoin or ordinals, compatible with any smart layer 1. Any smart layer 1, not just Cardano. So Ethereum, Sui, Solana, Algorand, Hedera. I don't know, Hex, maybe. Maybe not Hex, but you get my point. Why Cardano? Cardano offers extended UTXO match with Bitcoin's model. This is a big thing that Charles Hoskinson spoke about. Powerful smart contract controls, low cost and composability, and native NFTs. There's no need for ERC721 wrappers. But Cardinal is chain agnostic. It can extend to Ethereum, Solana, Avalanche, and more. What's unique about this is the non-EVM chains, I believe, unless I misread. And by the way, if I'm wrong, let me know in the comment section below. And then last thing I'll end with this, and then we'll move on. We'll get into some price action, some on-chain metrics here for ADA. Find yields on Cardano, for example, stake via Indigo. Lend on Liquid, which, by the way, Liquid is the #1 dApp in the Cardano ecosystem when it comes to TVL over the last 7 days. I was just looking it up. Shout out to them. Loan via LenFi and Fluid tokens. Farm on MintSwap and SundaySwap and trade ordinals on the Cardano native JPEG store. And so this, you might be saying, this sounds all great, but like, what's the potential and how does that equate to $5? Take a look here from Forbes, okay? This is from Forbes.com. The rise of Bitcoin DeFi, Bitcoin-based DeFi holds massive potential. Let's scroll down. A couple things I've highlighted here that I'd like to point out to you. So on January 30th, Tether, which you all know is the largest stablecoin issuer, and Lightning Labs made an important announcement. Tether will integrate with the Lightning Network with both on-chain transactions and Lightning Network support. With USDT moving to Bitcoin, Bitcoin DeFi could capture a large share or create additional stablecoin supply. This could unlock new liquidity streams and create significant activity on Bitcoin. As of now, $150 billion of USDT generates over $1 trillion in monthly trading volume across all chains. Keep that number in mind. 1 trillion in monthly trading volume across every single chain. Bitcoin's current on-chain volume is more than double that. Exactly 2.1x that. $2.1 trillion. Now, not saying that all of this liquidity is going to go into Bitcoin DeFi or Bitcoin DeFi. And I'm not saying the percentage that is all going on Cardano. But I've said it before and I'll say it again. It's very simple. If Cardano can get 15 to 20% market share of Bitcoin DeFi and it's done natively on chain and their ADA token is used for gas, my friends, I think that's a pretty clear path to $5, not even considering everything else, not even considering community, speculation, the ecosystem heating up, lending heating up, DeFi on Cardano heating up, Leos coming through with what was it, 10,000 transactions per second. Hydra is ready to go. We're talking about nation states, right? What are they doing down there in South America? RWAs, right? Stable coins. We talk about RWAs with Midnight and Privacy, the largest airdrop. So all of these combined, but to get to $5, we just need one thing, which is Bitcoin DeFi. And then some on-chain metrics and stats here, my friends. This is from Tap Tools. More than 50,000 new Cardano wallets have been created in the last 18 days. Now, although price might not reflect it, there's a lot happening under the hood. And we'll get to price in a second, but I did also want to show this. This is from the Tap Tools Medium. Cardano added to the NASDAQ crypto ETF. So last week, NASDAQ and Hashdex filed an official SEC Form 8K. That's its benchmark. The NASDAQ crypto index will be expanded from 5 to 9 cryptocurrencies, specifically adding Cardano among Solana, Ripple, and Stellar. Now, this would structurally rebalance the allocation of Bitcoin from 88% down to 78%, and Ethereum's allocation from 12% down to 10%, which leaves around 11 to 12% to go into the altcoins. Now, I don't know exactly the breakdown percentage of what percent is going to go into Cardano versus Solana versus XRP versus everything else. But at the end of the day, Cardano is now included, so which is pretty big. Okay, let's talk a little bit about price action. Now, I showed you this. Wow, oh my God, Bitcoin DeFi. You might be sitting there saying, well, why isn't the price doing anything? Sometimes this is what happens, guys. Price takes a while to react to stuff that's actually happening on chain, stuff that's actually happening behind the scenes. And that is truly where I believe Cardano is. You take a look on the daily here for ADA, coming into a potential inverse head and shoulders pattern. If we can stay above this 9-day moving average, which currently sits at around 66.72 cents, Cardano's price is currently in its cloud. So it is in an equilibrium zone. We do need to get one more dip. If we can get that dip down to that 9-day MA and we create that neckline where this beautiful inverse head and shoulders, you're talking about breaking the up end of the cloud and retesting this level here at around 82 cents and then finally at around 85 cents. And then when we take a look, what's between 85 and $1, specifically $1.13, nothing really. It's pretty much an abyss. And so we can go from 68, 69 cents to $1.10 fairly quickly. And we start seeing Bitcoin DeFi heat up, and we start getting $1.50. Then FOMO starts kicking in, now $2. Then the ecosystem starts heating up, then $3. Next thing you know, one big announcement, one big move, one big transaction from a whale with Bitcoin DeFi, and you're at $5. That's what I think is going to happen. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Also, if you enjoy more Cardano content, we have an entire playlist curated for you. And come check out our live show Monday through Friday at 10:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Till the next one. Peace.